waking up to greet the day,
4:20 every morning, my alarm goes off. I catch all the birds and get them in the truck.
Liz Bukima has had this same routine for more than a decade.
That may be why, maybe why it's a low participation sport.
Pigeon racing became popular in Belgium 200 years ago and has spread worldwide.
Fond du Lac has a really active pigeon community. Milwaukee, La Crosse has a big club down there.
But for Liz, finding other female racers is not very common.
It's actually fairly rare. There's not many of us, but it's fun to find each other. So they're gonna come out. I'm gonna start with this first one. We release birds about half an hour after sunup, ideally.
I guess it's sort of a rare sport, and it's always changing.
Even more rare,
We're the only ones I know of.
a mom and son competing against each other.
This is one of our young birds.
Garrett got his start after someone gifted him racing pigeons.
We started with 10, and now we have 200.
For Garrett and Liz, life on the farm would never be the same.
I started because Garrett was 10 and he couldn't drive his birds down the road to train. I was just kind of along for the ride. I never had a team at first. Garrett flew for 2 years without me having a team. I try to get all scientific and Garrett's just like, it's all good. And then he ends up winning every week.
Winning also requires a lot of time spent with your birds.
You're up every morning and training, and every weekend you're racing, and it gets pretty busy.
But we start out slow. We'll go half a mile, we'll go 2 miles, we'll go 5 miles, and just practice. They flew 90 miles this morning on a training run.
Pigeon racing can sometimes cover 400 miles, and the first bird home in the fastest time wins.
We want them to have visual clues. I want them to see the river and know that I need to get across the river in order to get home.
On race day, the farm is quiet until the pigeons start arriving back home.
You get a message saying, yep, the birds were released from, let's say, Ames, Iowa at 7 a.m. And then you sit in the silence in the yard and wait for a bird to land on Saturday morning. When they come in, ideally, they hear me whistle from across the yard and they land immediately and go in to eat. We whistle every time they're fed from the time they're born. Come on, baby. Young birds, food is their motivation. They're coming home for food.
The science behind how the pigeons actually navigate their way home remains a mystery.
It's magic. The scientists still to this day don't know.
A lot of people say they use the sun, a lot of people say landmarks, and maybe it's a little bit of both. During pigeon racing, you're just releasing them up in the sky and praying that they come back.
When they return home, a sensor records the time each bird enters the loft.
We're always looking to see whose bird comes home first.
On race day, it's kind of exciting to figure out where you sit.
I guess we get pretty competitive some days. I believe I won my first race, and gosh, I don't know the year it was, but I was pretty young.
Garrett was on a streak at one point where he had beat me in every race for 16 straight races, so that needed to come to an end really quickly.
Through the years, the birds got better.
They double in size every day. By 30 days, they're fully grown.
The bond between mom and son grew stronger.
We spent a lot of invaluable time together, the two of us, with these birds over the years.
And the need for Garrett to spread his wings took flight.
I think I'll miss race day the most, sitting out on the porch and just waiting for the birds to fly over.
Garrett is heading off to school, leaving mom to fly solo.
A lot of the guys at the club have kind of kidded me about that, how I lost all my good health and all my, my magic. To me, it's very interesting. They're just amazing animals. Talking to the other guys in the club to see if I won or lost. I love it.